Hey everybody, welcome to the Murdered Coyote YouTube channel. Hope you're all having a great day. Today, in light of the holiday season, I thought I would make a Santa themed drift car. The RX7 has always been one of my favorite cars growing up, watching the Fast and the Furious. Absolutely loved the red RX7 that was in the first Fast and the Furious. So I thought, why not take that car and make it a Santa drift car? Let's get started. First, we're gonna open up this packaging, but we're gonna open it in a way that I can put the car back in the packaging and seal it back up. We're gonna take some acetone and a paintbrush. We're gonna generously apply acetone to the back of the card where the plastic on the front is touching the back. That's where the glue is right along this line right here. Now you need to apply a lot because it has to soak through this cardboard to the other side and release the glue. I don't like to speed this up and cut to whenever it's finished, just so you can see that how much goes onto this card. I remember whenever I first was learning how to do this, I always thought that I didn't need that much, but I really did. I mean, you have to apply a lot of acetone to these. I've also got some comments on other YouTube videos that I've done this, that it ruins the lettering on the back, that it distorts the writing, and I'm just here to say I haven't had one do that to me yet. If you've had that happen, I'm sorry, but for me personally, it hasn't happened. You really kind of want to keep this whole area wet. You'll notice as you're applying it, it starts to dry in certain areas, and you just want to make sure and keep it pretty saturated. Alright, now we're going to check on the other side to see if we can see the acetone start leaking through the cardboard. You can kind of see right here where you can see the acetone is leaking through. That's good, that's what you want to see. I'm just going to apply a little bit of pressure. This area looks good right here. It's wanting to come off, but we're still pretty stuck over here. So I'm going to apply more on that side. Apologize, that's my German Shepherd puppy behind me there crying because she's not getting all the attention right now. She says, stop working on that Hot Wheel. She says, pay attention to me. She's kind of nudging me right now on my legs. Alright, now let's take a look on the other side and see how it's looking. Beautiful. Now you can see all the way across where it's soaking through. And now I'm willing to bet you this will come off without a problem. Boom. Just like that. That car slipped right out. And actually it's giving me a little bit of resistance over here on this side. So I'm going to hit that spot a couple more times. But since I got the card open, might as well hit it at the main point. And ta-da! There we go. Now something to keep in mind whenever you set these to the side is don't place this back on the card facing down, because that glue is kind of soft right now and it will want to stick back to the card, and you'll have to do this all over again. So I always set it face up like this, or the flat spot is facing up, and I set it to the side until it dries. Now we're gonna open this car up. What I like to do is I set a rag down just so I don't mess up the glass on this car or put any deep gouges in the metal that I'll see whenever I repaint it. So I like to set them face down on a rag like this. And then if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I use a small drill bit first to drill out the center of the rivets on each side. And then I follow it up with a bigger drill bit to get the head of the rivet off. Now that you've got it all drilled out here, you want to take a small screwdriver and you're going to slowly work the head of that rivet off. Sometimes if you're really lucky, you'll drill it just perfectly and the head of the rivet will zip right off. That doesn't always happen. So in this case, I got to take a small screwdriver and slowly kind of just push that head of the rivet off. Just like that. I don't know if you saw it fling off, but that one's done. Boom, just like that. Now, the car's open. This is kind of neat, something I didn't really notice before in the car. The car has a tan interior, kind of a tan cream. If you remember from the first Fast and the Furious, Dominic's was also this color. Kind of a neat little thing. So now I'm gonna go ahead and strip the paint off this car. What I like to do is I like to take some sandpaper and I like to just scuff this up real lightly, and then I put some paint stripper on top of it. And really the sanding just helps the paint stripper get down into this paint. Here lately Hot Wheels has been using a very hard paint on their cars, and just sometimes applying the paint stripper to it doesn't take it off. So I go ahead and sand a little bit, give it something to bite into and kind of an access to get down into it, and it turns out really great. Now I've got some 400 grit here, but really don't worry about the grit, it doesn't matter. As long as it's not like 80 grit or 36 grit, something that's gonna gouge the metal, I wouldn't be too worried about it. This is just to scuff it up and kind of break that barrier for the paint stripper to get into the paint. Something you'll also want to do is I like to do the bottom edges of the car here. These areas are sometimes the hardest to get off, and so if you don't sand them, they won't come off. Alright, now I think we're ready to apply the paint stripper. Now I just use regular paint stripper from Walmart. This is very cheap. I've had this for literally years now, and I'd say I'm still right at the very top of it. I'm still extremely full on this. This will last me my lifetime in stripping cars. I promise you, this stuff, it takes so little of this, and the cars are so little, this really will last you your entire life, I bet. Even if you're really young right now doing this, I bet you this will last your whole life. I try to keep this as cheap as possible so that anybody can do it, no matter what age you are, you know. If you're 7 or if you're 47, that you can afford it, that you can do it. So I try to keep it as bare minimal on stuff that you have to buy. This is one of those things that you are one and done. It's actually pretty cheap, but once you bought it, you're pretty much done. I used to use aircraft paint stripper. That's actually designed for automotive industries, and it is actually extremely expensive. I used to buy the aerosols, and I think it was somewhere around $20 per aerosol can. And that one can would maybe do about 10 cars. So it was actually getting very expensive. And at that point I was like, I gotta look for another option. I saw this, I don't exactly remember how much it was, but I looked at how much was in it and I said, that's gotta be better than what I'm using right now. And so far it's worked out great. I do apply this stuff very thick. I found the thicker that you apply it, the better that it works. And since I know it's gonna pretty much last me forever, I use it generously. Keep in mind too, this is the same paintbrush that I use for the acetone. I use it for my paint stripper, and I've been using this same brush for years now. You can see where the acetone and paint strippers kind of started to eat away the plastic. I still use it. I really only use it for these two things, but again, it's just a cheap Walmart paintbrush, and it'll probably last me as long as I'm customizing Hot Wheels as well. Now I'm gonna let this sit for a while and let the paint stripper start eating the paint off. Now to clean my brush, I just wash it in hot water, and after I'm done with that, I just take a paper towel and I get any of the extra residue that's off of it. Like I said, been using this for years, never let me down. Super cheap and simple. Okay, now that I've let the paint stripper do its job, this took about 30 minutes. It's pretty cold here in my garage. Got a little space heater going on, but still it's about 40 degrees in here probably. And this definitely reacts faster in warmer weather. But now that it's done its work, it's wrinkled up the paint really good, I'm just gonna go take it and wash it off in the sink. I do highly suggest wearing gloves whenever you do this. The paint stripper will burn your hands. And if you're younger doing this, I really suggest having your parents help you do this, or just have them do this step of the process. I also, sometimes there's just little spots that the paint doesn't want to come off. I do take a Scotch-Brite, and whenever I'm washing the car off, I'll use that Scotch-Brite on that spot and it usually just comes right off. But I'm gonna go wash this off and we'll be back. Okay guys, and now the car is 99% of the way stripped. There's just a little bit of paint left down in here and a little bit down in here. But I'll probably just take a pick or something and just kind of pick that out of the cracks and crevices that it's stuck in. Overall, it worked like a champ. I did have to use the Scotch-Brite on a couple flat spots, like on the hood and on the roof here. Other than that, it turned out really great. And that's gonna be it for this video. This was the teardown of the Santa RX7. In the next video, I'm going to be making some body kit parts for it. I'm gonna be making some splitters and a spoiler. We're gonna change out the wheels and we're gonna start painting it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you got any questions at all, leave them down in the comments. I try to get to every comment. Sometimes it doesn't happen, and I apologize for that. And also I would like to announce that whenever this car is finished, I am going to give this car away. So there will be another giveaway on the channel. It's gonna be the Santa RX7. It'll probably be a little bit after Christmas, just because of how long it takes me to edit these videos and make these videos. It will be after Christmas, but that's my Christmas present to you guys. I'm gonna be giving away this car, so make sure and stay tuned for the giveaway of this. Don't forget to like and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss out on the RX7 giveaway. And thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.